Good evening and welcome back to Tok Piksa after 2 weeks of incredible sporting action in MTV's coverage of the POM Pacific Games. To Tok Piksa now, a remote school in the Autonomous Region of Bougainville affected by rising sea levels will be relocated to higher ground. The school is St. Patrick's Teperoi Primary School in Wakunai, central Bougainville. And the relocation exercise is being driven by the local community with the help of the National Airports Corporation. Fabian Hakalits has their story.
Climate change is a global issue and Papua New Guinea is no exception but also affected. But the majority continue to suffer silently without much political intervention.
St. Patrick's Teperoi Primary School, a remote school in Wakunai, central Bougainville, has been affected by rising sea level because of its condition and location. This school, located along the coast, was built near a lagoon and in recent times has been experiencing rising sea level threats. Locals have raised the climate change issue along the coastline, with most of the waterfront and beaches already washed away. This fears students whenever there is rising sea level, a teaching staff told EMTV, and classes are suspended because of the high tide, and he fears the school is sinking fast and the children's education might be disrupted.
All the soul worries are going inside now. Come up in this lab now where school is stopped long. So time this is something I come up where this National Airport Corporation they come up. I come now looking this la initiative bring me come long online can look this la one time will come up this la climate change. Me play ham master because he got one plot where me high ground. Me play yet in the community looking finish. Now where all get a land law yeah away finish law this is something will come up. Now only ham master law one time will come up because me play say I'm by saving school me play beyond time.
With this initiative, the story will change, fear into joy for students.
Tam sulwara sa kamantap. Do school umpat tam pas tayo sa classroom. Sempat tam basa poret. Impeselak runawe gulol asami pa. Nam good pa lo movie schooli gulon pa good pa puye. Embay can stop good. Namila thank him NAC lo.
Women leader Margaret Wabe questioned the national and autonomous Bougainville governments on human rights issue as people have been neglected with little or no efforts at all put to address climate change.
Me pray no feel good too much because government too no look too much long. Our school is stopped. Me heart click me pray. So time this pakan organization na work lo come inside me pay my straight road where me helping me proud papa mama lo hello moving school on new location.
National Airports Corporation's focus, says Acting Managing Director Joseph Tupiri, is on airports. But as part of its community service obligation, this story dates back to 2014 during the reopening of the Europa Airport, when the school's Board of Management put in a request for assistance.
During the project, they came across this primary school along the coast that was affected by climate change. And our team thought, why can't we take that up as a as a community service support, as a corporate entity to actually assist to relocate at school. So I thought, well, that's a brilliant idea, and that's a community that needs support.
This project will be developed in a joint partnership program under the Infrastructure Development Package, Important Asset to the National Airports Corporation, Climate Change related to support communities.
So in terms of the project identification, project development, project implementation, fundraising and delivery, and then ongoing facilities management after it is delivered, is something that we want to do world class. And that can then serve as a template that can be used to deal with climate change related, sea level rise related projects around the country and the Pacific region. I think that's really where we headed. We see opportunities and we put whatever limited resources we can to make the most of it where it is needed the most.
This project will be built and become a model for communities affected by climate change in Papua New Guinea and the Pacific.
And the delivery process will be world class, and the output also, so that can be used as a model. Now, why is NAC doing that? Doesn't it have challenges in airports around the country? We're doing airports as well. But it's exciting, you know, when you see a need and when you see that you can spare a moment, you know, to assist, it's exciting. There's a lot of things that we can do, you know, as a team. And at NAC, we have a team that can spare a moment to help communities that need help. So we are excited about allocating a bit of our mind, you know, our thinking, our connections, and our capability to assist this.
As casualties of global warming, the community needs help, and for this reason, the project delivery team, including ground committee, were formed for management and implementation purposes, says Chief Operating Officer Sylvester Kennedy.
Stakeholders have been briefed. Some of them, they are also excited, they want to come on board, and they are commending our efforts for supporting this community. So we are also excited, and we look forward to the implementation of this project.
Relocation Project Chairperson Clement Vavetavi says that plans are now in place to raise funds for the relocation of St. Patrick's Teperoi Primary School.
Mipa working or planning from mipa finish. Long set mo kamapi money. Long go etin sara work from sa relocation of sa school.
Appeals have been made to corporate organizations to show their support in fundraising campaigns that will be undertaken to drive this project.
Together, let's address climate change.
You're watching Tok Piksa. The USNS Mercy, the U.S. Naval Floating Hospital, visited Rabaul last week. It brought with it vital health, education, infrastructure, and community welfare services to the people of East New Britain. Mercy visits PNG twice a year under the Pacific Partnership Program, a program that reaffirms the friendship between PNG and the United States, a friendship forged during the Second World War. Edwin Fidelis files this story from Kokopo.
For many who see USNS Mercy for the first time, it is another ordinary vessel. But it is more than just a vessel. It is a floating hospital. Prior to its transformation to a naval floating hospital, it used to be an oil tanker. About 2 weeks ago, the incredible floating structure dropped anchor at the Rabaul Simpson Harbour for a 5-day stop. On board is a multinational team of volunteers from Australia, Japan, United States, and New Zealand.
This is the staff that stay with the ship at all times. We have about 60 to 65 staff members that are with the ship at all times. But right now, since we're on mission, we have about 1,000 sailors aboard this ship from different entities, different services, all over the place. We bring them all together for this one mission.
But it's not only doctors and nurses who came on that ship. It also brought with it other members from various professions, civil engineers, a sea lift team, and also a naval fleet band. Mercy has a capacity to hold up to 1,000 patients at any given time, 11 operating theaters, 4 X-ray rooms and patient wards, amongst others.
We have 15 patient wards. Okay? We have 7 wards we consider the forward part of the ship, and then we have 8 wards on the aft part of the ship. Okay?
The visit of Mercy under the Pacific Partnership Mission serves to provide humanitarian assistance and disaster relief preparedness in the Indo-Asia Pacific region.
This ship has come to the Pacific, visited various countries and various locations. It's been to Papua New Guinea before, okay, a couple of times actually, right?
While on its second half of their mission stop, the naval personnel worked and trained with the community on civic service events, safety topics, medical, as well as community outreach programs.
Papua New Guinea knows, I think like all the nations, that one nation, one individual group can't provide for its people in the face of a volcanic disaster or a tsunami. So the thing that I find that Papua New Guinea is most prepared is the welcomeness, the warmthness, and the cooperation that the people of Papua New Guinea have offered us, and I think that's the true success.
Its arrival in the East New Britain province from the Autonomous Region of Bougainville about 2 weeks ago brought with it confidence to the Rabaul people. At the launching of the mission on board the ship, Mercy and its crew members received a standing ovation from the East New Britain provincial government.
Today, I thank you all for contribution with the Pacific Partnership of Humanitarian Deployment 2015 and appreciate all that you do for us.
This would be the third time the USNS Mercy visited Papua New Guinea. Some of the medical services that are being provided both on board and off the ship can't be accessed anywhere else in Papua New Guinea. And for the crew members of the USNS Mercy, it is an honor to fill this void.
I think the people of the United States feel that what we do here to prepare for disasters, to work together, is so important you can't put a price tag of $39 million. I think our value goes much further than that. This is the third time we visited Papua New Guinea. We were here in 2008, again in 2013, and I hope that that relationship continues year in, year out, because it's so important to us and the people, I think, of Papua New Guinea to be partners going forward.
The arrival of Mercy is one that has regained confidence in the PNG-US partnership that began a very long time ago.
We have a wonderful relationship with Papua New Guinea. It's a relationship that goes back many, many decades. It's built on shared sacrifice during the Second World War. It's built on shared commitment to economic growth as represented by massive projects like the ExxonMobil deal. It's built on immense amounts of people-to-people exchanges that take place, whether it's through faith-based organizations, through education, through medical exchanges.
East New Britain province has been viewed as one of the places located within a disaster zone, and the visit to the province 2 weeks ago is one that also seeks to teach the East New Britain people on how to fend for themselves in the days following a disaster. The visit of Mercy to Papua New Guinea comes after every 2 years, and it brings with it some of the vital services that the PNG government can provide to its people.
You're watching Tok Piksa. The government has put serious time and resources into a new development template that seeks to attract investment into the country's rural areas. The main staples of this template are bringing roads, police stations, and ways to encourage local people to save and build their own businesses. We join Bethanie Harriman now as he tells us how this template is being used on the Sepik Plains in the YANGORU-SAUSSIA district of East Sepik Province.
The development template promoted by the Papua New Guinean government has been to free up land, improve roads, provide electricity and build police stations in rural districts to enable foreign investors to invest in the Papua New Guinean economy. At the same time, the government also wants to empower the people into businesses by subsidizing bank loans. If done correctly, the PNG economy will experience growth in the sustainable agricultural sector in the next 10 years.
So on the one side, by creating employment, on the other side, by supporting all entrepreneurs or businessmen, or district. In that way, all I need work, Bali help me, Papa Mama working Moscow, since him life now, and those who are in business will also earn money.
Trade, Commerce and Industry Minister Richard Maru, the YANGORU-SAUSSIA MP, explained the government's intentions when taking LR Group CEO Ilan Weish on a tour of the Sepik Plain.
Whoever wants to cattle, you stay in the zone. Whoever wants to do rice, you stay in the zone. Whoever wants to oil palm, you go to the zone. There's enough land for everybody.
Yeah, that's right.
And this is corn and grains and feed.
Yeah. The YANGORU-SAUSSIA District Authority, with 100 million kina funding from the national government, is building road infrastructures, putting electricity, improving health and education, including police stations to make the district conducive for foreign investors.
Operation start last week Friday, tender from mobile barracks and we pass. Only you will any time now by any approving tender, barracks by kickoff.
The Sepik Plain is also being freed up in a special economic zone to start agricultural developments that will include over 3 investors in different areas of the agricultural sector.
Develop and in future the local communities to take ownership over time. So this is the model we are trying to do for every project in the long run. Because in the Vision 2050 it says 70% of the economy should be owned by Papua New Guineans. So how do we start? As the minister?
The government's development aspirations are seen in the YANGORU-SAUSSIA district, where the Sepik Plain has become a special economic zone for sustainable agriculture. In the next 10 years, the vast plain will have foreign companies invest into various agricultural ventures that include oil palm, wheat and grain, and even cattle. During a tour of the Sepik Plain, Trade, Commerce and Industry Minister and YANGORU-SAUSSIA MP Richard Maru accompanied a foreign investor company, LR Group. Minister Maru later explained the government's intentions during a speech at the YANGORU station earlier this month.
And we will set the first special economic zone in this country in the Sepik Plains, and the country will follow the Sepik model which we will develop in YANGORU-SAUSSIA district.
The Israeli company LR Group will be investing in grain and wheat for poultry production. The company's chief executive officer Ilan Weiss addressed a crowd of over 2,000 people at the YANGORU station during the country's first district SME day.
We will not only grow the feed in our project, this is something we're already doing in PNG. You will be able to grow the feed for the project. And I promise you now, we will buy the feed from you, we will supply you the seeds, and we will buy the feed from you at a fair price. Currently, in PNG, we're paying smallholder farmers 50% premium bonus.
While the agricultural boom is happening, the people have been encouraged by the government to go into business. Earlier this month, the YANGORU district held its first ever district SME day to promote business.
The major economies, Europe, Australia, America, 70% of all the business economy SME controlling.
The turnout at the YANGORU station on Saturday showed the level of interest to start businesses within the district. Trade, Commerce and Industry Minister Richard Maru has been a driving force behind Papua New Guineans owning businesses. The YANGORU-SAUSSIA MP said Papua New Guineans must start to own businesses because foreigners now own 80% of businesses operating in the country. He said this during the country's first district SME Day held on Saturday in his electorate.
I want to make that very clear.
The government aims to create 500,000 businesses owned and operated by Papua New Guineans in a policy passed by Parliament.
Also 500,000 business.
A district authority-supported credit scheme has begun with the People's Microfinance Bank for locals in Yanguru to start their own businesses.
YANGORU-SAUSSIA District Development Authority to launch the Sabim Nakisem Credit Scheme.
The bank's managing director, Anthony Dela Cruz, was at the district to receive 500,000 kina of security deposit.
A bank for people of Papua New Guinea. This is the only bank in this country that does not charge any monthly fee. No deposit fee, no withdrawal fee, no monthly charges on your savings account.
The credit scheme aims to give serious businessmen and women an opportunity to start their own business and participate in the economic growth of the YANGORU-SAUSSIA district and the East Sepik province. That growth is fueled by agricultural developments happening on the Sepik Plain.
And that story wraps up Tok Piksa for tonight. If you missed anything on tonight's show, you can catch our replay on Wednesday evening, or you can visit MTV online at www.mtv.com.pg and look for the Tok Piksa tab. Until we do this again next Sunday, I'm Neville Choi. Good night.